All right, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe, episode 92, Women in Business. Hello,
Yes.
ladies.
Hi.
Definitely introduce yourselves.
Victoria Caminos. I am from New Jersey, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Bridget Rivera. I'm here from the Bronx, born and raised. And I'm so excited. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so let the world know what you guys do.
So I'm a senior legal assistant and a notary public for a law firm in New Jersey, primarily real estate law. So majority is residential and commercial closings, but my boss is also the public defender for Englewood Cliffs. So we do some municipal work, and basically, most of my day is spent either behind a computer or in a closing, conference room or on a phone with clients. So it's really fast paced, a lot of multitasking, and I love what I do.
That's awesome. Be Riv.
I work in construction. I work for a construction management company in the city, KBENY. And I do majority, probably I'm the office manager there, but what I really do is I do all the social media marketing, and I'm more toward the business development side. So a day to day, I told you, it can differ from anything. It could be, we're running around, we're doing meetings, we're at the job site doing visits. I'm planning events. It could just be anything. It differentiates every day.
Yeah. So we met at the Financially Lit brunch.
Yes.
On a Sunday. So why go on a Sunday? What made you guys go?
Brunch is for Sundays.
Yeah,
right?
But it wasn't.
Sunday
it wasn't,
is for brunch.
Brunch is brunch.
But it wasn't your typical brunch. So
it wasn't. It wasn't.
So why set out the time to do something like that?
I think that any opportunity you have to be in a room with the people that attended that event is something that you should take advantage of. Their whole spirit behind the event was about, sharing information and networking. And unless you put yourself out there and you're in that space to meet those people, there's a lot of opportunities in life that can pass you by. So I feel like, while you make time on a Sunday where, typically you might be spending time with your family or, I might be with my kids. To me, it was just as important to, give myself that opportunity to go there and to face with a lot of the people that I'm talking with on Discord, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And, I really enjoyed myself and the time there and all the people I got to meet. And, I thought I'd be there for an hour, and it was 6 hours.
It was a little while. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be Riv.
So I feel like any opportunity to network is a good opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
So although it was, not your typical networking event, I said, you know what? I'm not a person who likes to go out a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not in the scene, kind of. I like to be home. But I said, you know what? Let me go. Let me meet everyone that we talk to. We interact with every day on the Discord. I make money with these people.
Yeah.
How I'm not gonna take the opportunity to have all these people in one room and meet them. And it was really good because it's like what Victoria said. The whole thing behind the brunch was trying to get this information out to our community.
Yes.
To people who look just like us.
Yes.
Who raised just like us, same neighborhoods just like us. And I feel like that's what kind of gravitated me to saying, you know what? I want to see what this is about.
Gonna pop
Let's
out.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely shout out to Planet Profits.
Yes.
Shout out to my guy, Tone, Chris, Rince, Alex, all those guys over there doing amazing work. Wall Street looks like us now. That's the beautiful thing about it. So let's get into it. Your upbringing and family values.
So I come from a small town in New Jersey, and I, went to school. I never moved. I stayed in the same town, and then kind of had a falling out with my parents and my family. I've lived alone or kind of on my own since I was 17. I stayed in an apartment and finished high school, and then put myself through college and got a job right away. Actually, while I was in college full time, working for Unilever. They make Suave Lift, and a lot of products that you don't even know you have in your house. And I spent 10 years there,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot, working and going to school at the same time. And that I never wanted, like growing up, I always wanted to be like a stay-at-home mom. I never wanted to work. I never wanted to be in business, even though my father was, and he showed me how to do that. He worked actually for a construction company in New York City, and this is something that Bridget and I kind of talked about.
We connected on that at the brunch.
Yeah.
When I was 14, I worked for him as an admin in his office, and he would bring me in, and I learned how to run his construction company commercially at 14, and it was a great like real life education that I wasn't learning in school. And I ended up going to college for business, marketing and management, and kind of like used what I learned from construction and running his office and all of that, and applied it with all the consumer services and customer service that I learned at Unilever, and kind of just like pulled it all together into, I guess, what I do now today with the law firm, and with helping people by using all of the lessons that I've learned going through all the struggles that I have to get to where I am. I feel like family is really important to me. My children are really important to me. And, I try to live a well-rounded life and try to find balance, because I think that's a lot of the hardest part.
Yes.
Try to give them enough time, but try to find any time for me.
A woman before a mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a very difficult thing. They teach you, kids. It's all about your kids. It is all about your kids, but
you have to be there for your kids.
Yes.
And finding that time for yourself is just as important. And that's something that I've struggled with, and to get to this point to realize that.
Yeah.
And so, I think while I say family is important, like yourself and you being there and being happy, the most important thing is to wake up and be happy every single day, because you can take that energy and that drive and you can bring it to everyone else and your kids and your family and your friends. So
before we get to B-Rib, I want to touch on, what was the discipline like for you at 17, living on your own, and then still going to school?
It was kind of crazy, because it was like everything I ever wanted to do. So for me, it was easy. I was like, okay, I could do this. Like, I want to do this. This is great.
Yeah.
And it was weird, because like none of my friends were going through it at the same time. So I felt really alone.
Yeah.
But I was okay with that, because I kind of just like put my head down and said, I got to get through this, and I got to figure it out, and I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I met a lot of really great people along the way. And I've learned that, while family is really important and blood is really important, it's not the most important thing.
That's
I have people that I'm closer with that I mean more to me than, the people that I grew up with, the people that raised me.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really important in life to be able to identify people. And I read energy to me. Like, I feel people and finding, that's why I love Bridget and I love Planet Profits and all these people, because finding people with that energy and with that drive and that want the same thing and that are looking for the same thing is really hard. And then being 17 and not knowing anything, like I was told what you're supposed to be in life and what you want in life and all the stereotypical things that you're supposed to be as a woman or as a girl. And I was like, I tried to do those things. Yeah. And I guess it worked, because here I am.
Here you are,
right? But I didn't know it was working at the time, and I was just kind of going through the motions. Yeah. And I never expected for what happened the way it happened to happen. Yeah. But I'm so thankful, and I would do all of the things that I've gone through like over again just to get to the point that I am now. And I am really thankful for all those struggles that I went through.
Yeah. I mean, they try to point life out like it's a straight line, and it's really not.
It's not.
You might
like
go
a checklist.
Yeah.
It's
checklist.
It's really not.
So
get into it, B-Rib, upbringing and family values.
So I was raised by a single mother here in the Bronx. Shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom.
Shout out to Mama Love. Shout out to both your moms. Yeah.
And I was actually, I graduated high school when I was 17 because I had skipped a grade. And so I was basically the youngest one out of everyone. Yeah. And, my mom, I was typically, I want to say maybe I had like a handful of friends that was being raised by single moms. Yeah. And so, I kind of related to those girls on that point, but my mom was working a lot.
Yeah.
Like my mom, she put me through the best schools. She, you know, we lived in one of the better neighborhoods, and she really busted her ass for that.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're 17, you're alone most of the time. You know, I think my mom picked up a second job when I was in high school. So it was a lot. You know, you're home alone. You got to cook. You got to clean now. You got to do this.
You gotta learn to take care of yourself.
You got to learn how to take care of yourself, most definitely.
Yeah.
At 17.
At 17.
So I was out of my mother's house at 18, and I haven't been back to my mom's house since.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what Victoria says, you know, family is most important, but I had a lot of friends that were there for me when I was 17 and 18 years old, you know, teaching me how to make locrio and just, you know, showing me the way and how their parents were teaching them. And it was always, you know, I'm so grateful for some of my friends. They would come sleep the night with me, and, you know, I would stay over their house, and I'm really appreciative of that. But family is definitely most important.
Yeah.
And, you know, my mom is number one, and I'm a mom of two. And, you know, it's like what Victoria said. It's hard to find balance.
Yeah.
Because how you're raised, especially in a Hispanic household, is you're a woman. You're a mother.
Yeah.
And you're a wife. You know, they don't teach you when you're a business mogul.
Yeah. It's very outdated. It's very 70s.
It's, you know, very, but
Brady Bunch,
you know, you can't blame your parents, because that's how they were raised, and they're trying to instill those values in you from one woman down to another.
I got to counter that one though, because I don't blame them, but they also chose not to know better or seek different information.
Yes.
But there was also no time for it when you're in survival mode. So I counter it, but I also do understand for our parents. My parents from Honduras. So for them, it was just getting here and getting to it. There was no really time for emotions or any of that. It's just like everyone does what they have to do and keep it moving. And you're going to get to the day where you have to do and fend for yourself.
I think that's part of the problem though in life. Is like, you know, you have to. You gotta be able to find balance again. Like that happiness in the you gotta do. I get up every morning to do. We go, we run. I'm up at 5 a.m. And I don't stop. But if you don't find what makes you happy in that time, you're not going to be as successful at what you do either. Like you're going to be able to get through it. You're going to make it. But is that enough? Like my mom, she has a good job. She's a research analyst for New York City Housing Authority. I'm talking about pension, 401k. You know, so when you grow up, my mom is the most influential woman in my life. So she is definitely a role model for me. But when I grew up, I saw her, you know, working behind a desk and pushing numbers. And it's that safety and that security. But you know, our parents, they're not risk takers.
No.
They're not like, let's get busy, let's do it, you know. And I think that's where I kind of got hung up, like, okay, you know, when I was 19, I got a good job. I was like, okay, they offered me assistant general manager. I'm like, all right, this is where I got to stay. I got to make this career work, you know, 50, 60 hours, long hours is fine. And then I'm like, I don't really like this. I don't have a passion for food.
And you weren't at Latir yet?
No, I was not at Latir.
We're gonna get there.
I was not at Latir. So let's take it back. So when I was 18, I was working for this place. You kind of see it. It's like a different version of a Starbucks. It's called Pret a Manger downtown. And I was working there at 18. I used to unload the trucks at 18. Like the trucks that come from Food Authority at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I used to rush to school. Right there, I used to take the crosstown bus, and I used to go to John Jay. Okay, I was studying criminal justice because you know my mom was like, this is a good career, you know, you can do so much, you can you know, maybe you can grow into a forensic scientist like you want. I'm like, okay, sure. So you know, I go to John Jay, I'm like, all right, so I'm going through the motions, and then my mom is like, wow, that's what they're paying you? I think I was making, I want to say like $19 an hour when the minimum wage wasn't 15 yet. So my mom is like, and everyone, my mom, my friends, my family, you know, most of my friends, they went away for college.
Yeah.
So they were living, you know, the dorm life.
Yeah, $200 a month. You know, stretch it out.
So they're like, wow, you got a good job, Cake. You know, you got to stay there. You can't leave there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not really for this.
Yeah.
I'm doing so much physical, manual labor. I'm like, I got so much to offer up here.
That's a fact.
It's much more than that. I got so much to offer up here. I can't, I'm selling myself short.
Yeah, wasted talent.
Wasted talent.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, what I'm going to do? Okay, I got to take a chance on myself. Then I wind up getting pregnant with my first son.
Yeah.
I was
You were
19.
19, okay.
Yes. I was 19 when I got pregnant with my son, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant now. Now I got to work 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
You can ask anyone, and anyone who is watching this knows, I used to work the most hours I think a pregnant woman has ever worked in that company, because I was working 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch as much overtime as possible. They're like, oh, we have no one. Oh, you don't have anyone? Oh, I can stay.
Yeah.
I can stay.
Yeah.
And I worked 2 days before I worked until I was 2 days before I gave birth.
Wow.
And, you know, I was saving up so much money, because that's what they teach you. You know, you need to have money before you have a baby. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm like, okay, as a woman, I need to do what's right by my family.
Yeah.
I need to make my relationship work.
Yeah.
I need to be a good mother, and I need to bring home money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then you kind of lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You work in a job you don't want to work. Hours you don't want to work. Yep. Now you're not taking care of yourself. You're taking care of a whole nother person.
And you're miserable.
And you're miserable.
But it's supposed to be the best time of your life.
Best time of your life.
It's supposed to be the only thing you ever wanted to do.
How could you be so inconsiderate that God has blessed you with this miraculous baby, and you're miserable?
And you feel ungrateful.
Wow.
You make how much money? People get out of college and they're only making minimum wage. Why are you unhappy at your job?
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, you know what? Let me sit back. Maybe I'm being a brat. Maybe I'm being a baby. And let me reassess. But then, once I started working for Attire, I'm like, ooh, look at this. This is like a little taste of corporate America. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you know what?
It's nice.
I'm going to learn everything that these people are willing to teach me here. And that's the same attitude when I was at Pret. So I learned, you know, cash handling. I learned a lot of things about payroll, HR. I actually learned how to use Microsoft Outlook, replying, sending emails, setting up a calendar, doing all of that in Pret. Where you wear a uniform to work every day. Yeah. Okay. So I used all of those skills, and I went to Attire and killed it. I think I started as a receptionist. I started compiling contracts together, working with the senior risk manager. You know, that's where I learned how to be a notary public. I said, you know what? These people are telling me to do this. That's fine. You can put that on my desk. Yep. What's that? Oh, you need help? You know, if you need any kind of help, I would love to help you. You know, I can stay. Absolutely. And, you know, now I'm working I worked for another construction company, but it was kind of small. Term. Yeah, well, no, it wasn't short term. No. I worked there for about 2.5 years, but they were a subcontractor. Yeah. So now I'm back at a GC. Got you. And so Attire was 2 years. This was 2 years, and you've been here 9 months. Yes. Did a little homework. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, and it was literally right after another. Yeah. So when I'm at a job, I'm always planning, you know what, this isn't really going to work out for me here. Yeah. I don't see no future here. And that's really the reason why I left Attire. Yeah. It's because I didn't really see myself growing into a different position. Yeah. Because I know that I didn't want to be on the field. Yes. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get better. I go to Colgate Scaffolding. It's a scaffolding company. Yes. I'm also working with contracts, working with insurance, working with, you know, city permits and everything that I have learned onto this point. Now I'm here at KBNY and I have a little bit of everything. Yes. So now, you know, we do our own social medias, but now what I'm doing is, and shout out to YouTube, because I think YouTube teaches what the colleges do not. Yeah. Now I know how to, you know, create a content calendar and manage people's social medias and LinkedIn accounts. And I even do it, you know, on the side for other people. Yeah. So it's like, everything that every place that you were where you were unsure,
Yeah.
it always comes back to you in a positive way. You got to give everything that you give out, it'll come back to you 100%.
100%.
When I was working in prep on 48th and Madison, and you guys will see a video of this because I just shot a video of this for my Instagram.
Yeah.
I used to see people come in, women mostly, dressed in business attire. And I say, oh, where do you work? Oh, I work in that building right there. The building that's on 50th and Madison, right underneath the Eden Art Gallery.
Yeah.
That's where I work right now.
Wow.
That's where I work right now. So when I was 18, 19, I'm like, oh, I got to work hard. I got to do it. I got to be like these women. These women are coming in, getting coffees, going to their offices.
Yeah.
And now I can say, I think it's about 7 years later.
Yeah.
I'm working in the building that I wanted to, basically.
Yeah.
Life really does come around in a full circle.
Full circle, yes.
But you gotta be there. You gotta show up.
You do.
And you have to be happy.
Yes.
You
and
have
to
to
have patience.
Yes.
You have to work hard and have patience because people want things to come to them immediately. They want instant gratification. But then you hear that sound like the day you plant the seeds is not the day that the tree grows or that you sow the fruit.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you have the drive and the patience to withstand all of the challenges that are going to be put in your way while you're in those places.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to realize that while you're there, like there are gems and you need to take them with you. And you're in every place that you are for a reason.
Yeah. So you're older than Bridget.
Yes.
So this is good because we were showing 2 different time periods. So looking for job opportunity is easier. Is it easier today as opposed to 10 years ago?
I feel like for me it is in a way because like I have the experience to show on my resume that.
Oh, can we talk about that? Yes. Yes.
Like, people look at that and then it gives you, I guess, a little bit more of an up there. Like, oh, well, look at the places you've been, look at the things you've done, look at the people you've met. It is easier in a lot of ways. And I think that those experiences bring confidence.
Yes.
And the confidence is what also people will read and will see you and will get you in those rooms and will, get you those opportunities. So
yes.
A lot of what we're talking about here are the intangible things, though. The things you can't touch.
Yes.
But energy, confidence, all of those things that we try to instill in people that people may not see in themselves at the moment or aren't seeking those things. But these are the little things, the things that you cannot see, like faith, believing in the unknown, are things that are going to drive you. And that's why sometimes you may be telling your friends these things that may not make sense, may not resonate with them because they're like, what are you talking about? People want to see what they can see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
but the thing is, these are things you already have.
Yeah.
These are not things that you have to go out and acquire. They're not things you have to buy. They're not things anyone else can give you.
Yes.
They are things you have yourself. And until you decide that you want to identify them and exercise them, it's hard. You struggle. You fight. You fight with yourself. You fight with other people because you don't realize that everything you need, you have. And if you just exercise it and apply it. And like my biggest thing, I guess, that I've been taught or that my mentor taught me was mental toughness.
Yes.
You can only control yourself. And once you master that, once you understand that, then things just become a little bit easier.
They do.
And it's not as hard every day.
B-Rev, what are all the resources that you have today?
What do you mean?
As far as looking for, so you've been able to go from one job to the next to the next. How do you do that? And what are the resources that you have to do that?
Yeah, I want to know because I like pick a place and I stay there. Like I'm like looking to stay there.
No, I'm all about knowing your worth. And if you're at somewhere and I feel like if you've been there for more than a year and you've already implemented and instilled things that are helping this company, better itself, better its ways, anything that you have brought to the table to basically prove efficiency, I feel like you should see where am I going next?
Yeah.
Where can this take me to? Where can I go from here?
Yeah.
So all of the jobs that I've ever had, no one has ever given me a job.
Yeah.
So you know how sometimes you know of someone who knows someone else. Yeah. And then they say, oh, I got my friend, she's leaving a job. You should go to this. Never.
Yeah.
So I found Attire Construction on Craigslist.
Wow.
And yeah, I found Latier Construction on Craigslist, and I found Colgate Scaffolding on Indeed. And I think I called that guy like 5 times. When I couldn't call at Latier, I would have my mom pretend to be me and call and act like she was me. I said, Mom, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
She's like, what is it? I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you do me a favor and call, but act like if you're me? Can you put the voice on and act like you're me? Yeah. She's like, okay. And I get the job like this.
This is all about the follow-up.
It's all about the hustle.
Yes.
You know, and women, we're not taught to wait.
No.
But we're definitely taught to persevere, and we're definitely taught to not take no for an answer. 100%. But sometimes we're taught to bring yourself down a little bit.
Yeah, but persevere in what though?
In anything you do. Why would you do anything you wouldn't give 100% to? Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah.
You should not just enjoy what you do, but the result you're going to get from that effort, what you were talking about before, like what you put out is going to pay you back.
Yeah. You miserable all the time? Guess
you're
what?
You're going to get misery.
Hello.
And miserable people.
Hello.
That's what you're going to attract. And no one wants that.
Hello.
They want good energy. They want to be happy. They want to laugh. They want to enjoy. And they want to enjoy the success at the same time. When you can bring all of that together, that's when you find happiness. So, you know, it's always keeps going back to balance.
Yeah. And it's what you said, though. You see how people are like these are the intangible things? Yeah. You ever tell somebody, I'm in such a good place right now. Yeah. And they ask you, oh, why? What happened? What, you got a new job?
Yeah.
What's going on? Nothing. I'm in a good place.
You're in a good place. Yeah.
I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
I love where I'm at. I love who I'm with. I love my life right now. You know, and I am not a ray of sunshine. I think Victoria is more of a ray of sunshine than I am. Yeah. Because are you ever like in a bad mood and then everything just goes wrong? Yeah. The hair doesn't go right. The outfit doesn't go right. You burn the food.
It rains on the day you gotta go to the studio.
It rains on the day you gotta go to the studio. You're like, ugh.
Well, energy is contagious. So, you know, the positive energy is contagious, so is the negative. So it's a domino effect to everything you do after that. So that's why sometimes it's good to stop and reflect and, you know, see what you can do different. Sometimes you gotta switch up the routine a little bit.
Yes.
Try something different.
And put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Which is hard. Because I'm a creature of habit. I like comfort. I don't enjoy putting myself in those type of scenarios or even this type of scenario, honestly. It makes me really nervous.
Thank you so much for agreeing again.
This took a lot.
I only met you guys 2 weeks ago. And I asked you guys like 30 minutes after. I'm like, would you want to be on my podcast? Like, you know. But,
and I'm like, sure, Victoria, you coming?
Yeah, of course.
I was like, say yes. Come on. Please. No, thank you. Do you feel that you have to be a bitch to get people to respect you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely the opposite of that. I would much rather be nice to people. I feel like you get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yes.
I think it's really hard to be mean to someone who's really nice to you.
Yeah.
I smile when I talk to people, when I talk to them on the phone, when I'm at work. Yeah. You know, I deal with a lot of really difficult people all day long. It's
a lot of money on the line too.
A lot of money. You know, when you're selling houses that are $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, even if it's 200,000, like, you know, people are intense about their money and about their personal problems, because this is like half legal work and half therapy, basically. What I do all day, and I talk to a lot of people. I need to know like 600 people at any given time. So when you deal with that volume of people, when you deal with that volume of personalities, you get to read people and know people, and that's what I was talking about, energy. And I feel like when you deal with people, whether or not you're dealing with men or women, because it's two different dynamics.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Like,
most definitely.
You have like, I try to be the same person with everyone, because it's just, I've found that that's just who it's me, and it works, and that's what I want. I don't want to have to play and pretend and be this with Bridget and do this with you. And I'm not that person. You know, people change you see people adapt and like their personality, the way that they talk. But no, I feel like you get a lot more with honey, and I don't want to be a bitch. No one wants to do. You can make people do things by being a bitch. You can get what you want. But people, they do a lot more when they feel appreciated.
How long is that gonna last?
You can
though?
get the results.
Let's talk about how
they're gonna be miserable for it.
Yeah, because somebody's only gonna make me feel that way a few times until I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like, and it's what Victoria says, sometimes when you're talking to other women in other companies, they try to come off assertive and be a bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, have a great day. Yeah. So I will talk to you. I will definitely talk to you later.
Thank you in advance for any help you can give me.
Thank you again. I will definitely follow up on an email. Yeah. And, I treat the men the same way. So, I'm in construction. So everything is screaming, yelling, cursing. Tense. That guy's a thief. He's this. I can't trust him. Tell that there's no check for him. Tell that guy to go fuck himself. Nothing. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I will.
I will a lot of F-bombs. Yeah,
I will definitely do that. But it's all about just being yourself and holding your ground.
Yes.
10 toes.
Because you don't have to be a bitch. Mm-hmm. You don't have to get up, walk out. You don't have to. You don't have to come out of character. Yeah. If it's not for you, sometimes, and my boss could tell you, if he's in the mood to argue, I'm like, you know what? I think you're in a bad mood right now. So I'm going to go back to my desk and I'll come back and then we could talk about it. And he laughs. Because he thinks I'm joking, but I'm really serious.
Really serious, yeah.
And I'll really leave. Yeah. And then I'll come back.
Yeah. Or like I say, well, we need to agree to disagree right now.
Yeah.
And then we need to come back to this.
Yeah,
after
definitely.
You processed your thoughts, and we need to have another conversation.
Definitely. Because when you're doing what you're doing and when you know yourself, you don't have to be a bitch. No. You don't got to walk in. No. You could sit down like everyone else and know if you know what's coming out your mouth and you're confident within yourself, nothing else matters.
No. Yeah. And I've got like older male attorneys that'll I deal with on the phone. They'll be like, stop talking. They'll tell me to stop talking. And I'm like, absolutely. They'll be like, stop talking. Excuse you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Can't stop
this conversation
talking.
Is over.
It's not though. I don't stop talking. That's
no.
Like I said, I'll be like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I really can't do that. I have a message to deliver to you. Yes. So you get put in positions where people say things that are unexpected.
Yeah.
And I feel like we deal with, I think, more people being bitches to us than me being a bitch to anyone else.
Yes.
I don't want to be a bitch.
Yes.
And I deal with a lot of bitches. So, I feel like, and that's why I do a lot of bitches. I don't want to be a bitch.
Yeah.
That's even more of a reason why I'm not a bitch.
Be me.
It takes a lot for me to get to that point.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Definitely. I love this. I feel like a lot of men and women can benefit from this, but we're highlighting women all month. I've told myself, I watch a lot of podcasts too, and I feel like there's you don't see a lot of women. You either see a woman who runs a podcast that has women on it.
Yeah.
And once in a while you see men and they bring on every 15, 20 episodes. So I feel like for me, I want kind of a balance of both. I want to talk, what's the point of me sitting with 3 men and we're talking about women? Where's the perspective? Where's the growth? How do I learn? How can I talk about something that I'm not?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I think it's important as I grow my platform to include women in the conversation, especially about women.
Especially right now on social media and the light that men are kind of on a podcast for having opinions about women. It's a very touchy situation. Yes. You see these memes on Instagram like, stop giving these men mics.
Yeah.
Please stop giving these men mics and give them a hammer.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's true.
You got to be careful. So definitely.
You have to be careful. Let's talk about a little bit about professional attire. So is it hard shopping for professional attire?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
When are you opening your boutique?
Okay, so I've been kind of working on something that was a hobby and it's kind of something that I want to, turn into a business.
Monetized hobbies. I love it. Love it. I'm here for it.
And I have a certain niche. So we're at work all the time. I think majority of my wardrobe is work attire.
Yes.
All of it.
I think I own 1 pair of sweatpants. I'm not even joking. I have 1 pair of sweatpants and I think I have some sportswear for the gym only. Yeah. It's not good enough. No.
Yeah.
And I really want to find a way where it's not so women can wear something that they feel comfortable in. Because all of our bodies are very different.
Yes.
And I feel like we need that kind of material and clothing that flatters a woman's shape.
Yes.
All women of shapes and sizes.
Yes.
It's very important. So it's something that I want to kind of roll out.
Yes.
I don't know if it'll be, I know that the city is really, really opening up now and most remote positions are becoming hybrid again. So, it's a good time for me to kind of come out. But I really do want to have a work attire line for women.
Yes.
In the correct price range where you don't look cheap, things aren't breaking, and you can feel comfortable and yourself and still feel, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes, I think for my first interview, they're like, you need to wear slacks, black flats, a white button.
Flats, by the way.
A white, I cringe. A white button down tucked in and a black blazer.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. By the way, I think they were like boot cut back then.
Yeah. So they were big at the bottom.
They were definitely not skinny.
Yeah.
And I want to change that.
Yeah.
Okay. If I was to go into interview, I'd go into interview like this if I wanted to.
That's a fact.
Because if you feel confident, and as long as what you're wearing is appropriate and flattering to your body, there's not a problem. And that's really what I want to. I have a little thing, hashtag what I wore to work.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll be rolling out soon.
That's fire. Is this an exclusive? Like
this is an exclusive.
A lot of people know this. I love this. I get the first of it. So I'm gonna definitely be promoting you and shouting you out, and
thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I definitely want to use my platform to empower other people. So, in your opinion, is there anything inappropriate to wear to work at the office?
Ooh, let's talk about it.
All right, let's go Victoria, and then we go B-Rev.
I mean, anything that's really, really short. I just think that when the girls go super short, it's just not, professional. And I mean, I'm not averse to tights. I'm not averse to anything that shows shape. But if I don't think you need to show too much skin to be sexy. I don't think you need to, be half naked to be, attractive. So I think that when it comes to work attire, and I work in basically like an all-female office, and my boss is super
awesome.
cool. So she's, really laid back. We could do sneakers, but then like my new assistant, like I was telling you, she'll come in her Louis Vuitton sneakers.
Yeah.
Like, or
she get money.
Get a little flavor.
She's a little flavor.
She came in with the bag and
she took
I
it
was
to
like,
the
look
next
at
step.
you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, but like that, when then there's that competition and that dynamic and that fun and honestly, like I dress based on how I feel in the morning. I'm usually like all black everything, just because that's like the attorney's office like stereotype. Like we were talking about, like it's a suit, it's all black, and so. But I think that we're lucky now with this time that we're in, as far as just fashion, and that being honestly just as important as being professional.
Absolutely.
And people, it's hard to talk about it because people, they do look at you and they do look at your outside first. Yeah. And that's definitely the least important thing.
Definitely. You are your brand.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have to you have to market yourself. And that's what it's about, really, is you need to get people's attention with your outside to be able to get them to know what's on the inside and what else they want to pay attention to. Because at the end of the day, this can change over time. For an accident, for any reason. So this will start it for you and will attract the initial, but that's not where you need to keep your focus.
Yeah.
And it's only like the doorway.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like intellect is sexy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
But one thing about what's appropriate to wear to work is like you have to know your body too.
Yes.
So that's kind of where, I used to work with a girl, and I think her max weight was like 110, right? So, wearing something super short, it doesn't have the same, like if we were both to bend down.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like you got to know your body too.
Yeah,
you got to know what flatters yourself, and you have to be comfortable.
Yes.
In any kind of setting. Yes, definitely. Like, make sure when you go to work, it doesn't matter who you have a meeting with that day. You're not like, oh, damn, I should have changed. I should have never wore this.
Just for every occasion.
This is too much.
Yeah.
This is,
You need to feel good.
Yes.
So I got so what about nail length? I mean, but do you feel
But I've worked with a project engineer, a very, very smart project engineer, and she had her nails all to here.
I can't type like that. And I wouldn't be able to function in the office like that. Like that's why it's always got to be like a reasonable length.
Yes.
It's like more functionality.
My thing too is that's not who I am.
Yes.
you know, if other girls, they'd like to express themselves throughout their nails, then that's fine. I am not a hater.
Yeah.
Before everyone starts saying, don't come for me with your stubbies. But I feel like you do need to know your audience, though.
Yes.
You know, you do need to know what setting you're in.
Yes.
And, you know, how you just want yourself to be, like how you want to be perceived by other people. It's great to have a, I don't give a fuck attitude. This is who I am. This is what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But who wants to do business with that?
Yeah.
With someone who's not, any kind of business relationship is just like a real relationship.
Yes.
You got to have compromise.
Gotta have compromise.
50-50.
So you saying potentially your appearance can close the door for you?
You see, this is where it gets like controversial.
Yeah.
Because you do want to encourage people to be themselves.
Yes.
And to wear what they want and to own their truth.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know your audience.
Yes.
You got to know your
answer.
audience.
100%.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to know who you're speaking with. You have to know, you know, and just be respectful of who you're meeting and how you know, this is your brand.
Yeah.
This is who you are.
Yeah.
You know, us in the corporate world, you gotta own it. You gotta sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't have the luxury of to go into business meetings like celebrities and rappers and artists.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have that luxury to go into with a crop top, leather pants, and a huge over jacket and walk out with $1 million deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's levels to it. You got to know your audience. Just the same way, if you're in a meeting with someone and they know, okay, I'm meeting with an artist, they expect for you to come in with green hair and a crop top.
Yeah, look like an artist. Yeah.
You know, you have to know your audience. That's my best advice.
And be appropriate for the situation.
Yes.
You know where you're going and just be conscious and look in the mirror before you walk out the door in the morning.
Yeah.
So many people just, you know, they're not looking head to toe and just take the extra second, because that extra second that you know, if you were to change your shirt or if you were to change your pants or whatever it is that would make you feel more confident or better, it's going to get you further and it's going to make you feel better and it's going to, you know, that energy.
Yes. You feel good, you look good.
Yeah.
And then people are attracted to you.
Absolutely. In sports, we say, you know, you look good, you feel good, you play good.
Hello.
Yes. And I don't think that
applies to life.
I don't think that how you look can necessarily close the door for you. That other person is going to close the door on you.
On you.
And you can't control that.
That's why I say you got to know what you...
Yes. And know your audience, because if you know what you're walking into or what they expect or what they like and you prepare yourself for that, you're going to have a better chance at going where you want to go with that person or winning in that scenario.
The odds in your favor.
Well said.
So can you define a boys club?
I'll give this to you.
Okay, so basically in construction is a very male dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
So
law also.
I think law also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, women are what? Paralegals?
Yeah.
At max? That's how they look, you know? Yeah, secretaries.
Admin now.
Receptionists.
Yep.
You know, so I feel like there are a lot of opportunities. There was one time I went to a marketing event and I'm like, hi, yeah, my name is Bridget. I'm from KBNY. And he goes, oh, is your boss here?
Because they think you just sit behind a desk and
make copies. I'm sorry, sir. I did not come here as an accessory.
Yeah.
I am who's here.
Yes.
So it's definitely other established and successful men. Mm-hmm. You know, now it's 2022, so they're starting, you know, women are coming out of our shell where, you know, we're sitting in the same seat as men are.
Yeah.
And they're surprised to see you there
and
when you show up that way.
And 50% of them are surprised, and then 50% of them are, okay, this is what we're doing?
Come have a seat.
Come have a seat. Yep. This is my associate right here. She'll be handling this, and she'll, you know, so I feel like it's crazy to say this, but men really do respond better to other men in certain business situations.
Yes.
And, you know, us as women, now that we're moving forward, it's good that we're having this conversation because we like to change that.
Yes.
I love to see women killing it at work. I love to see other women, you know, walking into these meetings, being the CEOs, the principals, the founders of companies. Mm-hmm. That's what I like.
Yeah.
But there is still a boys club. Yeah. But we're breaking out of that. We're breaking out of that. There's women, we're sprinkling our touch on things now.
But I think some of the boys in the boys club, the strong men, they appreciate and they want those strong women there in boys club with them because you can kick it in boys club with them.
Definitely.
And they like that. And I don't think...
And they get a woman's perspective and a woman's touch.
Yeah.
Because they know that this is 2022.
And women should be everywhere that decisions are being made.
Come on now.
That's facts. So do you ever feel intimidated?
Yeah. I think everyone feels intimidated at some point, depending on, you know, what scenario you're walking into. And I think that that's normal, and it's just a part of emotions. And again, just goes back to mental toughness, because it's okay to be intimidated, but then you have to, like, I take that and I try to take that anxiety that goes behind the intimidation and swallow it and say, okay, we need to use this to push forward through it. And like, what benefit why am I putting myself in that place in the first place? Because I feel like there's going to be some benefit from it. So I need to get through that intimidation, because whatever is behind where I'm going through or whatever I'm going for is going to be worth that anxiety that I have to go through to get it.
Yeah. You got to be uncomfortable to grow.
And you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, fear could be used as forget everything and rise. So you got to rise above it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So it's all about how you take it and apply it.
Yeah.
100%.
So
like my company, I'm the youngest. I'm the only actually Latin woman who works for my entire company.
Yeah.
And I'm the youngest one.
And you're
the youngest woman. Yes. Bori. And and you know, you walk in and some of, you know, even most of the women are older and they're more established than you are, and even the men, you know, like, oh, who's a Spanish girl here?
Yeah.
Spanish. That's why, you know, I really do appreciate my boss, because he'll take me anywhere and he'll say, oh yeah, this is Bridget. She works in my office. You need anything, you speak to Bridget. I think my second week I started working there, we went to a topping out, and I'm like, okay, you guys are going to the topping out. He's like, no, you're coming.
Yeah.
Get dressed. You're coming to the topping out. And I'm like, wait, what am I doing there? It's only my second week. You're gonna go there so people know who you are, so they see your face, and when they think of KBE, they think of you. I'm like, okay.
That's fire. Shout out to your boss. He's a good man.
He's a good man. He is.
Absolutely. That's solid. I love to see that. Do you feel some women view you as more competition or an ally?
I feel like I want to be an ally. And
I would like to be an ally, but the realistic thing is, you know, I know a lot of everything right now is women supporting women. Like, finally we're empowering each other. But are we really?
That's why I love you.
I feel like we could do more.
Get to it. Are we
really though?
And
are we really?
This is what I want to point out. If him and I said that, that'd be different. It'd be like, wait, hold on, here it goes again.
But look,
that's why it's better to have a conversation with women in it.
I'm a woman and I'm saying it. It's like, this girl's a hater. This girl's a hater.
No. Yes. You're just honest.
Yeah.
I just feel like women, we are very calculated and we are very smart, and we empower other women when we know that it can benefit us.
Yes.
In business relationships.
Yes.
Now, the average Joanne, she's not empowering another woman that she sees that, you know, is dressed better than her, looks better than her. It'll be great. There are some women. Look at me and Victoria. I don't see Victoria as a competition at all. I'm like, you working in real estate? Okay, yeah, we should definitely get together. Yeah, we're definitely doing this podcast. Because I know that women, we're about to skyrocket in the future.
Yes.
So as many women that you have next to you, the powerful you'll be as a woman, I mean. So I don't really feel like we're empowering and we're doing enough together to each other. Because we're quick to get on and be like, oh, you know, I love that she's doing that. I love that she's doing that. She's doing this. Oh, that's great for her. But do you remember how she used to be when she was, you know, like, and the same way that it happens with men on men, it's still happening with women.
Yes.
So yes, we're getting better at it. Yes, we're growing, but we got to really live it. We can't just say, you know, I'm not a hater. I love a beautiful woman, and then turn around and be quick to talk about her past.
Yeah.
You got to own it. She's a good woman. She has a good job. Leave it. Point blank. Leave it there. That's empowering.
Yes.
That's it. You can't empower it and then piggyback it with the negative behind.
I'm here for that. Is there a time you regretted giving out your personal number?
So I don't really give out my personal number. So if you have my personal number, you should feel very lucky because that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
I changed my number last year. I thought too many people had it. I said, I gotta go on the lam. Hold on.
Mine was the same number since I was like 14. So
no,
not again. No.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. I was hoping for a little something more spicier, but it's cool. Nah, I mean, that's good though.
What were you thinking?
No, because sometimes
We got stalkers and stuff?
yeah, I mean, sometimes it goes left. Sometimes men want more than business, or sometimes.
No, men do want more than business.
Okay, but probably your number wasn't involved, but go to it. Like, do you ever feel like, how about happy hour, or let's go there a little bit, like hanging out outside of work?
I think that with COVID, things have been really different for the last 2 years for me. So like where I would have possibly had more opportunity to do that, I haven't because of the fact that there hasn't been a lot of going out. So a lot of, and with what I do, there's a lot of networking. It's all, I mean, we're working with real estate agents all the time.
Yeah.
All it is happy hours and events and sponsoring and, Thirsty Thursdays and everything like that. So, I don't go out a lot. And because of the kids and the family, I don't have the time to go out a lot. I don't want to go out a lot. I'm actually really a homebody.
Yeah.
I would prefer to stay home, not go out to work, not go out to do anything, and just chill in my sweatpants and be comfortable and happy and trade on Planet Profits. And,
shout out to Planet Profits once again.
all day.
Victoria be killing it. Okay?
I'm having so much fun.
I mean,
learning so much from Rince and Tone and everyone. And
they're the best. They like bring you in and make you feel just like family,
right? Like I've been there since day one, and it's been like
I've only been in for like a month.
And you already took master.
You wouldn't even think you'd only been there a month though. Like that's crazy. Like your passion for it shows, and anything that you're going to be a part of it, you're going to go all in, and especially because you're investing in yourself. So that's a beautiful thing to see.
And I find
to find other like-minded people that they want more than a 9 to 5. They want more for themselves, for their families, and everything. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's definitely a lot.
So you're an HR manager.
Well, so I was HR manager.
Yes, you were an HR manager. Can you? So I think a lot of people have a misconception of what HR is. Can you tell us what HR is?
Well, so I mean, it depends on the scenario you're in and what company you're working for, what role you're playing in HR.
So what role did you have?
So with that company, I was doing HR, and I was also just doing general management. So it was an e-commerce based company. They sold business like industrial supplies, and when I went in, there was only 8 people working there, and I grew them over 2.5 years from 1.8 million in sales and 8 people to 22 staff members and 4.2 million.
Wow.
So I hired a lot of people, and it's a lot of just dealing with people. It's the whole overall. It's looking at their resumes and going through the hiring process. It's bringing them on boarding and training. It's in managing them through the process, and while they're there, I was dealing with individual issues like disputes amongst employees, vacation tracking. It's wide ranging, but I like dealing with people, so I enjoyed doing it. And working for Unilever for the 10 years before that, I actually learned a lot of HR from Unilever, not even working in HR in Unilever, just because of the fact that having to deal with the HR department so much in a big corporate environment, learning from those people and having people that worked there for so long be friends of mine. So, I think that what I learned from working in HR and from dealing with so many people is that it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Not everyone can deal with the personalities and with the people and with the organization that goes along with trying to manage a crew and a team like that.
Yeah.
But when you can find people that know how to, again, identify strengths in people, because that's a lot of what HR is like managing people, realizing how to communicate with them and realizing how to efficiently collect information from them, store that, and then carry it forward.
So is HR to benefit the company or the employee?
So that depends. it depends on who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The employee thinks it's to benefit the employee, but HR is to benefit the company.
Thank you.
That's the way it's designed. So no employee should think that HR department is there to really help them.
So we're helping a lot of people out right now.
Yeah.
You know,
HR, I don't mean to say, like HR is not your friend, but
No, HR is not your friend.
I love
It's
that.
not your friend. So, they're there
It's like-
to manage you.
it's like
you'd be managed
your
by
boyfriend's
HR.
mom is not your mom.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
there.
facts. That's a good one.
It has the
Yeah.
same effect.
It has the same effect. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not something that, they're not your friend.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you have someone in HR that likes you because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
can help you.
What about sexual harassment in the workplace?
I think I've dealt with more discrimination in the workplace than sexual harassment. in the
Yeah,
workplace.
I don't think I've ever had to deal with someone in a touch way, I guess, like in a physical way. I don't think I've ever had to deal with anyone, physically being inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, construction, the guys on the field, they're pretty much inappropriate as it is. So if you're just there, you're just there.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I deal more sexual harassment like
Verbally.
in a sexist way, kind of.
Okay.
Not verbally, because I think people know not to fuck with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think people know, like, okay, she's not the one. That's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's
Don't
not.
try.
It's
Yeah.
not happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know.
One more time.
So like sexual harassment in the workplace. So you say nothing physical, but anything that you said you dealt with more discrimination.
Yeah, do more discrimination.
But anything verbal, anything inappropriate
I mean,
said ever?
yes, some people go there. I think it's like tongue in cheek. They're looking to see what the response is that they're going to get from you.
Yes.
It's provocative. It's
Yes.
they're looking
Like, it's
for
cool.
a response.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
They want to hear
They
you.
threw the line out.
Yeah,
Now you're trying to see if
exactly.
it's
Like,
hook,
take
line,
the
and
hook.
sinker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Take the hook.
interested?
Yes.
Shoot
yes.
your shot, player.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't play. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't play.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
It
Because sexual harassment is like blanketed by a whole different cover. It's not just in your face like, hey, come
Yeah.
under the desk.
Yeah, it's not
If
like
you want to keep your job.
want to do a
Yeah.
It's not-
podcast. You know what I mean?
like, hey,
Yeah.
looking for,
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. It's like,
No.
it's like, wow, that outfit really,
Yeah. You look beautiful today. What have you been doing?
do you have a date later?
Yeah.
Oh,
Going.
who you meeting with?
Drinks.
Oh, you were up late last night. What were you doing? Yes.
Ah, okay.
You're right. You're right.
All
You're
right,
right. You're
okay,
right.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
little
yeah.
jabs
Yeah,
here
it's
and
a
there.
little
Like,
jab, yeah,
I was
yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
My kids woke up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, that's great. That's great. So we're getting into it a little bit. We're getting deeper into it. Just both of you, the importance of education.
So important. People underestimate the importance of education, but I feel like real life education is more important than, like traditional education.
Yeah.
I learned so much more working for Unilever for 10 years than I did for in college learning, what I got my traditional degree with.
Yeah.
I think that you need to, you need to educate yourself, but you don't need to silo yourself to traditional education.
Mhm.
I think that that's a big part of the problem. We're like,
Yeah.
okay,
I think
people
that's
gotta go
where
to school and that's it. Like, no, you need to read books, you need to travel, you need to meet people. There's other ways to educate yourself than just by going to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't finish college, and I make more money than my friends that finished college.
Go, girl.
So it just education. So the reason why that I didn't finish, I have one year left, and the reason why I have not finished is because I recently just paid off all of my student loans,
Congratulations.
and I never want to go back there again.
Never.
Never. So I feel like experience definitely. Okay, yes, education is important. But you ever see when you apply for a job, they tell you, oh, you have to have your bachelor's degree plus 2 years of administrative experience.
Uh-huh.
You go there with 4 years of administrative experience. And they're like, oh, I see this all the time because I go through resumes of people who have never been to school, right? And who come in and who they perform. And I'm like, you know what? Give this guy a shot. Look how long he's been working. He graduated high school here. He's been working here. He's been doing this. Let's give this guy a shot.
Yeah.
Let's come in. He comes in. He's a super. You know, so I feel like education is very important.
Yes.
But it's like with Victoria, you can always educate yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
Educate yourself
Which
on
you have.
music. Educate yourself on art.
Yeah.
Educate yourself, you know, and a good way how to get free education is by working in a job and saying, hey, can I help you? You just learned something right there.
Yeah.
You know how many times I see that there's these courses that they get sold online for like $500, marketing course.
Yeah.
For example, proper etiquette, replying to emails, you know, $200. Why?
Yeah.
Sit next to someone who has the experience. Sit next to someone like Victoria, who's going to show you how to, you know, manage these calendars and speak to people and how to follow up the right way, how to leave voicemails. All of that comes from experience. Because you can have a college. I know a girl, she's still in college till today.
Yeah.
And I feel right now she just doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And okay, don't quote me on that because education is a very important thing. No one can take that away from you.
Yes.
That's something that you grinded for and you got and can know, even if they rip and burn up that paper, they can't, you know, remove it from you or your hard work. But without experience and without being in those rooms, you won't know how to carry. Because college is not designed to set you up like that.
Doesn't teach you how to live life. And
college makes you an employee.
I took a public speaking class when I was in college in John Jay, and I think I rehearsed that thing 1,000 times. It felt like a script.
Yeah.
My when I was talking to my professor, and you go into a room right now, into a meeting. You got people talking back at you, asking you questions.
So much changes. Yeah.
It's not a quiet classroom that you're speaking a presentation. That's not public speaking.
Yeah. You only speak when you're called on, when someone
or when someone's quiet. You got people interrupting you. You got people downplaying your ideas. You have people talking making faces on their phones like this,
ignoring you
while you're talking. Come on now.
About you.
Come on. College does not, it does not prepare you for that.
No.
I got you right now. So KVE, NY, this is what you're going to do. You're going to pay for that last year. I just put that out there for you, right?
Yes.
Boss going to see this, going to be like, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Why not?
You hear that, Bruno?
Tax write-off. You know what I'm saying? KVE, pay for the last year. I got you. See? There it is.
Yeah.
Done. No problem.
You hear
so
that?
I'm going back to you, B-Rev. You said this over the phone when we spoke.
Yes.
You said,
let's hear it.
Sexy with your clothes on.
That's my favorite.
Michelle Obama at work and Cardi at night.
And Cardi B at night.
Let's talk about it. What's that mean to you?
Okay, so I love to be, my friends will tell you, my friends who will be watching this, they call me a grandma. Because I think I tell them all the time, oh no, but I want to dress more conservative.
Yes.
I want to dress more professional. I want to dress more classy. I want to elevate my look. They're like, girl, what you trying to do?
Yeah.
You're already there. I'm like, no, I'm not wearing that. Sometimes one of my closest friends, she just bought a dress for me because she's like, this will look so good on you. I'm like, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
That is way too short.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? I'm not going outside like that. Vacation's another deal. So
yeah. Absolutely.
And I feel like I like to aspire to be sexy and give off that sex appeal without having to show you anything. You don't have to see what my boobs look like. You don't have to see the shape of my body. The way that I carry myself, I want that to shine as that's my way of being sexy. Like women, we do not utilize. We have so many ways on how to be sexy and how to give off that sex appeal without having to wear so little clothing. And I feel like confidence, of course, plays a big role in that.
Yes.
And, knowing your worth, definitely a big role. Because I think when the pandemic first happened, when everyone was living their best life on social media, I had just become single. I had just become single.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I must be boring.
Yeah.
I don't post a thirst trap. I do not twerk on my Instagram.
Yeah.
My friends, they call me grandma.
Yeah. And they call you abuela? That's
They
crazy.
They call me grandma, but when I come and I show out, I show out.
You show out, yeah.
But majority of the time, I like to be, like I told you, Michelle Obama. I like for people to be attracted to who I am and to what I stand for before what I look like.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why, you were saying like, oh, what about happy hour? Men don't approach you. Men approach me everywhere.
Yes.
And it's like, why you feel so confident? Did I give off something to you to tell you to come over here and talk to me? I'm sitting here at the bar with my coworker and we're having a drink. Did you feel that? Was it imperative for you to insert yourself in this conversation?
Go on now.
I don't know. And then I like to be, because I'm all about having that inner, that purple emoji demon about yourself. Because it's good to express yourself in a sexual way freely, especially if you're in a relationship. I definitely feel like you should not carry yourself a certain way because you're in a relationship.
Ooh. Are third traps appropriate if you're in a relationship?
No.
I don't.
No,
they're
Sorry,
not.
I had to raise my hand for that.
No, they're not. I don't feel like and the women are going to hate me for this because the women are going to say, no, you can't put women in a box. You can't do this. No one's buying the ice cream if you're giving out the licks for free. Okay? If you if you sampling the icy, you gonna buy it?
Nah.
When you at Costco, you eat all those samplers. You buy the food?
Nah.
Hello.
Nah. I just need a little son to hold me till I go to the restaurant after.
Hello.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a firm believer in not doing too much on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's not only because, I care about what other people think, because it's more about how I want to be perceived myself.
Yes.
So, you could be that freak for your man, and you could, disclaimer, not saying to send nudes, but you could spice it up in your relationship, or if you're dating someone. That's 100% appropriate.
Yes.
I just don't feel like you should give that access to anyone at the drop of a dime.
That's a fact. Especially if, think about his homies follow you.
Anything, even if your page is public.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about the following. If your page is public,
everybody see it.
99%, this is for the men, your friends are looking at your girl's Instagram, looking at her stories and accidentally liking and then having to unlike her pictures. Okay?
Okay.
So
okay.
So I just feel like you should carry yourself in a different, because Instagram is your brand too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, Instagram is your free marketing tool.
Yeah.
So it's however you're marketing yourself and you want to be perceived. Yeah. And it's fine to have that I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm going to wear whatever I want. I'm going to do this. If a man doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. Sis, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine if that's the image and that's how you want to be portrayed, and that's how, because people will only treat you the way that you're treating yourself.
Yes.
So, if a man sees me twerking my ass, he won't be afraid to ask me in public.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like twerking ass?
Or shake a little dance. You know what I'm saying? Do something stay with a little bit thing, you know what I'm saying?
So I just feel like you open the door for many different things. And when you're in a relationship, I don't feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah. So for the fellas, I got a little something for y'all too, because no one's written anything inappropriate to me in many years.
Yeah.
Right? I have a son. I live with my girlfriend. I felt like I always kind of left the door open for that kind of energy. And I feel like that's why it would happen. That's why I could post something and other girls put a heart emoji or things like that, right? Because I left the door open for that. I always kind of left my... I was always 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Preach.
And I always was kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to go MIA on her just in case this goes south. And I could slide back. Yeah, I hit it with I was going through something. And I'm right back in it.
That's
we might link that night type shit.
That's what most men do.
We move on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once I close that door, it hasn't happened. And I don't give off that energy where you feel it's appropriate to kind of, like, you see my son and my girlfriend on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So that door is closed and it hasn't happened. But I felt like I closed that door. You know what I'm saying?
No, but just because you post your girl and your kid on Instagram, because you can have a family picture or a picture in your relationship.
Yeah.
It's all about what you do.
Yes, absolutely.
Because a man will see a picture. You can post a man on your, this is for the women. You could post your man on the story one day, right?
Yeah.
And then you go on vacation a week later. They know you got a man. You post a picture a week later in your bikini and there's fire emojis, heart emojis. It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
If you feel like, okay, I agree with the keeping the one door, the door open, because people only do what you allow them to do.
Yeah.
A woman will only call you
If she wants to talk to you.
if 2 nights ago you answered at the same time that she called you.
Mm-hmm.
No woman calling you at 3:30 in the morning like, hi, did you eat?
Yeah.
She's calling you at 3:30 in the morning because 2 nights ago, y'all stood up until 3:30 in the morning on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the energy that you give off.
Yeah.
It's all that's what allows it.
Yeah.
You allow everything like, oh, these guys, they so thirsty in my DMs, they so this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But are they though?
What are they?
Because are you, did you give them some kind of entertainment and were you talking to them at a certain point?
Yeah.
Some guys really just talk to themselves in the DMs.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Love it. Love it.
This is a fact. They really do just speak to themselves in the DM. You won't even like a story reply and they'll just continue.
Yeah.
And that's the definition of, you keep shooting a shot, one might make it in.
One might make it in. That's a fact.
So you gotta block that.
Yes. So are you cooking and cleaning every day?
Yes.
Go ahead, Victoria. You take that.
Yes. I mean, you got to be the whole package. You got to do everything. And I like my house a certain way. Like, I like my life a certain way.
Yes.
I don't want to wake up in the morning and see a mess.
Yes.
Because that gives me anxiety and I don't want to come home to that. I don't want to see it. And I'm not the person that wants to close the door on it either.
Yes.
Because you always know it's there. Like, you can only ignore things for a certain amount of time. Reality is reality. And so, the faster and sooner you deal with that, the better off you are. And I just feel like if you get the routine and you're just efficient about it, and I love to cook. I'm Italian and Greek. And so, growing up, it was every Sunday at my grandmother's house, cooking together and making pasta and, bread. And so I love to do that myself. I love to do it with my kids, and I actually, I clean to control my environment, to help myself. That's a part of my mental toughness.
Yeah, no.
When I have
clean house.
Yep. Clean mind.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better. And I think everyone else enjoys it too. And you could just have someone come over because everything's where it's supposed to be and you don't got to worry about that. Yeah. And then it's not so much work all the time. It's not overwhelming. And a lot of being successful in life is not being overwhelmed by.
It's doing that little bit when you come home.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, you're like, oh, yeah, okay. All I got to do is sweep and mop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just consistency in everything with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm not cooking every day.
Yeah.
No?
No.
I mean, I definitely, Uber Eats is definitely a thing.
I'm not cooking every day and I'm not buying food either. So we're gonna use these groceries that's in this kitchen because I think I cook 3 times a week and once on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then in the summertime, the summertime's pretty much the same because the kids and I, we have the same routine. Mm-hmm. I mean, if they're out and if we're out, then we'll have to eat something outside because summer, obviously we're outside more having fun. Mm-hmm. But I cannot and will not cook 5 days a week. Yeah. And work a full-time job and be a mother of 2 young boys. Yeah. If you get it, when I say this to other women, they're like, no, you got to cook for your man, girl. Because if you don't cook for your man, then he'll be eating at somebody else's house. Let him. Okay? Yeah. Okay, bring a plate home when you finish.
That's a fact.
I think he should be doing the dishes is what should be happening.
And that's a lot of it is that there's because cooking is an ongoing thing. Yeah. You're cooking first. Then you're cleaning what you just prepped to cook. Mm-hmm. And then you're swinging back around and you're serving everybody. Yep. And then when you finish feeding everybody, then you're cleaning all the dishes and you're putting
everything you cooked with.
You can't expect for me to have a successful career. You, as a man, you would be selfish to ask me to spend that extra hour and a half. Because if you don't eat no leftovers, that's another thing.
Yeah.
If you don't eat no leftovers, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Okay? You would be selfish to ask me to do that. Some days I'm so tired, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, we gotta eat. Well, what we eating for dinner tonight? You know, we'll have breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
And the men are gonna be like, oh well.
Oh well.
We make it
Oh
work.
well. Oh well. Like on a Monday I'll cook. My son, he's real into LeBron James, so he's all about Taco Tuesday.
Yes,
Yeah,
Taco
yeah.
Tuesday.
So it'll be Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday, because they will
leftovers.
eat the tacos on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then I'll cook on Thursday, and then sometimes there's food left over, so we'll eat on Friday. But I used to stress myself out to cook
Yeah.
because that's what I felt like a woman should do. A woman should be coming home every night, cooking and cleaning. I done worked all day.
Yeah.
You want me to cook? Sometimes sometimes you have such a horrible day that you go home and you just want to take off all your clothes and lay down, and you still can't because you got homework to do. You got bath time. You got to teach your kid how. Right now I'm trying to teach my kid how to read. That takes up all the time of cooking.
Yeah.
We eating grilled cheese for dinner tonight because
No, yeah, for the bigger picture, absolutely. So, getting into finances a little bit, what made you join Discords or the Discord?
So a client of ours is in the Discord, and I run and I help manage all of the social media for Cadre Law Firm where I work. And so I saw that he was posting about all the money, the money he was making on Planet Profits. And I was like, well, what is this? And so I started looking into it, and I was like, all right, this is interesting. Like, why shouldn't I learn more about this? And so I joined, and basically, just kind of for the first month, I just listened. It just kind of was like, looking on what was being posted, and then kind of like ducked into Zoom. And when I started hearing a lot of what was being discussed about, just people trying to lift other people up and help each other, people trying to educate each other, and just the opportunities that were there, I said, I want to do this. Like, I want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
And I look forward to it every day.
Yeah.
Like getting up and logging in and talking to everyone and learning. And I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the energy, and it's something different. And I've never been a part of anything like it. And I think it's really exciting.
That's awesome. Shout out to Planet Profit once again.
Yeah.
Good. A month ago, you was like, Discord. Why?
No, so it's funny. My kid's father sent me Tone's story. It's like, oh, take a masterclass. I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh, I know you always, because I'm always trying to look for another way how to make money. I love my job and I love my career, and I'm finally working where I want to be, and I'm where I want to be. But I'm not naive to the fact. I think after the pandemic, no one is naive to the fact that one source of income isn't going to do it for you.
Yeah.
No matter how you were raised, no matter, a lot of importance is put on the kind of job that you have, the title that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But it all means nothing. If there's a pandemic tomorrow and you're done, you're done.
You're done.
Yep.
So
Diversify.
So he sent it to me, and I started looking to see what's this, oh, okay, this is stock options. I think the first trade that I made $8.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's $8 that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So my Starbucks this morning was free.
Yeah.
It was free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Remember I was talking about my $8. Then I went to $12.
Yeah.
Then I went to $70. And I'm talking about in a corporate job, you make what? 250, 300, 350 a day working. We make that before 10 o'clock.
Literally.
Yeah.
Bro, my first time was $500. My second was $1,500.
You see?
My third was like $150.
Victoria kills it though.
Yo,
I'm too
I
scared.
didn't take master class though yet. I'm taking it on the 28th, and so I'm like so ready. So because I can make what I make in a week.
Yeah.
In an hour. In a day.
In the morning.
And then there's times where
you swing.
Yeah,
you swing contracts, and I am too inexperienced and scared to do that.
I'm not experienced. I'm just working my way through it, and I'll talk to Tony about it and stuff, because my problem is with what I do, like I'm multitasking. I'm on Zoom while I'm at work and while I'm running the office.
Same.
I have 2 legal assistants that I'm instructing while I'm doing multiple real estate closings. answering multiple phone calls and doing everything all at the same time. So I have to figure out, how do I invest my money and not lose my money, and use all of the tools that these guys are trying to teach me to figure out, how can I be successful at that while I'm doing like what I do every day.
I need my money to work for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I work for my money, but I need my money to work for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, then when I made, I think it was $399 and it was like $952.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So
I really feel like getting up and leaving, but I'm not. So I'm gonna sit here and okay.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, you know, for anyone who wants to get into something, who wants a different source of income.
Yeah.
And, you know, Instagram makes you feel like, you know, you gotta make candles, or you know, you gotta sell clothes, or have a line, have a successful business on Instagram. Really, you don't even have to have a product.
Yeah.
If that's something that you're passionate about and that's something that you want to do, then that's fine.
Yes.
But there are different ways.
Yes.
And although there are a lot of men that are stock options trading, there are a lot of women too.
Yes.
Yeah, and more of them coming in.
More and more, yes.
Absolutely. So, message to your younger self.
I would say, don't be so scared. Take the opportunities. Don't, you know, hesitate so much. Be more confident in yourself, and love yourself, so that way everyone else can love you too. And don't be afraid to tell people what you see in them, what you want from them, what you think of them, and just lift people up, like yourself and everyone else, every single day, because there's, you know, we're here, we have one life, and you only have so much time, and you should be happy every single day and enjoy it every single day. And don't spend a moment here if you're not loving it, and putting that energy out and feeling that from everyone who's around you, because who you are and who you surround yourself with, it is your life, and you should enjoy it. You deserve it.
Be real.
I think definitely I'll tell the younger Bridget is control that anger, girl, because that I really do want to. I wish I could tell myself before to just be confident in yourself. Be confident. Know who you are, because if you know who you are, no one can tell you that you're something that you're not. No one can treat you like something that you're not. Yeah. And, you know, I wish that I was nicer to myself and more patient, because, you know, I'm living proof that it's all worth it in the end.
It's all worth it in the end, yes.
So
if you could give a message to the women out there, what would you say?
Lift up other women and yourself. Just be a good person, you know, to everyone. Be happy, and don't try to cut anyone down to think that you're going to get ahead that way. Yeah. It's not going to help you or anyone else. It's really, that's the opposite of what we're trying to do here. That's the opposite of...
It damages your reputation.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it's all about love and moving forward, and, you know, being the best person you can be.
Be real. Message to the young women out there.
A message to the young women is, it is okay to be boring. Yeah. It's okay to stay home on Friday night and watch your Netflix. It is okay not to do everything. It is okay not to have 35K followers on Instagram. Girl, you it.
Yeah, do you.
Okay? No one can tell you what it is to be that girl or that woman. No, only you can define that for yourself. Yeah. And nothing, not likes, not how you look, not how many men are chasing you, not even how you feel about yourself on a bad day is gonna derive you from that. Yes. You just have to be yourself. And girl, if you're boring, that's fine. Let's link. Yeah. I'm boring too. Okay? Absolutely. Text me. Okay? Boring. Be boring. You don't have to be Ari the Don or Cardi B on Instagram. You could be quiet. Yeah. You could be quiet and just be yourself. You know, if you want to share something, share it. Yeah. Be proud of yourself. As long as who you're looking at who's looking back at you says, damn girl, I'm proud of you. As long as you're okay with yourself and you go home at night and you're like, all right, it was a good day. Yeah. We're going to get up tomorrow. We're going to go hard and we're going to kill it. No one can tell you anything.
Yeah.
No man can take that away. No other woman can take that away. As long as you're okay within yourself and okay with God, that's it.
That's it. That's beautiful. So, definitely thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for blessing my platform with your journeys, the gems that you guys dropped. I hope this uplifts a lot of young women out there, or women in general.
Yes.
That they get to see a blueprint, 2 different blueprints of I could follow that and I can use that and take from you and apply it to themselves and do something positive with their lives and not be so confined to what social media says a woman has to be or has to look like. Intellect is sexy, and that's what we're here to promote.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So definitely Slice of Excellence. We got you guys t-shirts.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you.
we're gonna show some love and definitely tell your staff and the bosses, whoever it is, we trade report cards for pizza.
Yeah, I actually was gonna tell you that's something that I want. A lot of people, because a lot of these companies, they have the opportunity and the resources to fund projects like this.
Yes.
To actually help kids. Sometimes when we do certain things, you're not even sure where the money goes.
Yeah.
But you can see, like the Instagram, you can see these kids report cards for pizza. Like it's just that
easy.
simple.
That simple, yeah.
Just show up and look at, this is what we were talking about before. Yep. What you give is what you get.
Yep.
Yes.
And you bring so much joy.
Yes.
To see their faces.
So much.
It's so valuable.
Yes.
I love what you're doing.
So this is gonna release on Monday. We'll talk about this Monday, yeah. Wow. So we'll talk about, what I'll send you guys the times of what promo clip we're gonna use and we'll go from there.
Okay,
absolutely.
Perfect.
So make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Episode 92, Women in Business.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.